Doing out there today? Today I'm starting a new segment called Astro-CHAT, where we will actually give you our opinions, views, and experience on each horoscope sign. Today, you Aries are some lucky guys, because today we're going to start from the top. Aries, we will be speaking about you, what we think about you, how we may feel about you, and things you may learn about yourself being an Aries. I got a special guest today. No other than Barry Bigfell Dot, which you can follow him at
Barry Dot on Twitter, Barry Dot 10, and you can follow me at Jabari Savage _ on Instagram.
Savage. And disclaimer, we just giving our personal opinion. So that means please don't take it personal. Yes. And for you Aries, if you can't handle it, there's a button called Control-Alt-Delete. Pause. If it's a CD, they eject, off, mute. You got 1,000 ways. So we're gonna pray you guys don't take this personal. We're just gonna weigh our value and opinions on the pros and cons with Aries.
Their strengths and weaknesses. You know?
Yeah, maybe you can learn from the strengths and weaknesses. So I'm gonna let Barry start us off. Like, what are the positive aspects you think Aries have that can contribute to their way of life?
Well, I find Aries. Well, I'm going to start with just the interaction I feel like with my experiences with Aries. I feel like, they're definitely great starters. They're definitely great when it comes to ideas. And as far as being the one to get things going and being motivational to a group, they can usually be a leader as far as groups is concerned and being the one to stand out. They're able to be more. They're able to be practical in situations. Again, more in group settings and stuff. Now, depending on more, I find that Aries have a harder time when it comes to individual endeavors. As far as they have great dreams and they have great ideas, but they kind of struggle with finishing ideas. They kind of struggle with being able to. They kind of quit things early. I've had some Aries explain to me that, that sometimes they feel like they kind of stop early on certain ideas or subjects because they feel like once they realize they mastered that particular thing, they quit, they stop because they no longer have interest in that particular thing.
I kind of believe they don't really master it. I see them as like morning risers, you know what I mean? They would get up in the morning, come up with the best idea in the morning, but they never master nothing because they'll get distracted.
They're very easily distracted.
They will create a plan and like, I'm going to look for a job or I'm going to fix the car. Yeah. And it just takes one phone call for them to say, it's not like they'll say, I'll get back to doing it later. They'll be more or less like...
They will, but it takes them about, for instance, an Aries can own a home, and let's say, for instance, let's say they say, oh, I'm going to do the basement. They'll work on the basement, but it'll be very slow. It'll be very small pieces of the basement done at a time. It wouldn't be just, I'm going to knock this basement out in 4 weeks, or a month. I'm going to knock this basement out. It's not like that. That project will turn to years.
They'll put it off. They won't put it. See, what I see a lot of them do, if they don't get to it now, because they have an impulsive nature to do something on the spot. But when they get distracted, it's not like they put it on a to-do list. It's like, okay, now I ain't got nothing to do. Let me do this. Versus putting it on a list and say, let me put this on this timetable. So Tuesday, 4 o'clock, they're not great planners in that area. No. They're just more or less like, well, I ain't got nothing to do right now, so let me do this. I don't have to go to work.
And if they're able to do it at that moment, they'll do good at it too. They'll do great. But as far as, like you said, long-term things that may take a little longer or something, they're not good at that. And
I also see the good aspect of them is they always they're what you guys can benefit from your impulsiveness is working. You guys are very energetic, impulsive. Sometimes that can put you into undecisive movement. Like you'll make a move without thinking. You ever see them like they just get up and run and say, let me go do this without thinking about it. But that energy actually can be used good if you take time to think before you walk out the door. Think before you paint something. Think before you go buy something. You guys tend to, I notice they just spend.
Yeah.
You guys are spending though. You're on the top. You're on my top 5 of horoscope sign for spending too much. You need to slow down the spending.
Yeah.
Learn money management. It's not money management. It's just that you guys are impulsive, like Geminis, when it comes to spending.
Yeah, and they can kind of get stuck on something too. Sometimes too with money concern. Now, if a Aries, for instance. Aries, for instance, can stumble across some type of investment or something like that, or investing in general. Let's say if Aries never thought about investing, and then someone teaches them investment, they will spend most of their money on investment and not really understanding how to invest.
Right.
And which just can be, like you said, to spend money because they're impulsive.
It's
so
like
they'll see something rise and invest.
It's like they become, now that's where the Sagittarius type mentality come out. They'll see the
fire.
bigger
What's the
dream,
fire?
the fire,
It's
yeah.
the fire.
Think about it, y'all. They'll see the bigger dream, invest the money with no plan.
No plan.
Just like I'm going to get rich, so I want to be a rapper.
Yes. And they'll jump into something with no education with it.
You got no business plan to open the store.
It's the impulsiveness. The impulsiveness drives them to make decisions, not always clearly understanding
they can see the end game.
They can see the end game.
They can see, yeah. I want to be a rapper. My song is going to be #1.
Yeah.
And I got the money to do it, but sometimes you won't have a product, a CD, going for real estate.
They do better when people are around them, they will shine. 3 people in an Aries in a group, and it's based off of something like, even like it could be singing, rapping, whatever. In the singing group or whatever, anything, Aries will stand out. The Aries will find a way to stand out, and they will strike. But when it comes to an individual, Aries, that's where I think I
can see that being more competitive, or it's not like really showing off.
It's not showing off.
It's a drive. It's like, because they're born to be leaders.
Yeah, they're born to be leaders.
So they're born to be bosses, and they don't know how to utilize that to have a management group under them. Let's go into the relationships.
Well, okay, let's I'll let you start this one off.
I see, I believe they're good in relationship. They have a hidden nature about them where they are caring, nurturing. They like to take care of people. Their pride won't let them show that in front of a crowd. They act like they don't care about something, but they can make some good pillow talkings and love sweet talking with the person they with. But on the other hand, they have more of a I don't care, it's my way or the highway attitude. That's their biggest downfall. They can attract people that challenge that, but at the end of the day, I don't see too many married Aries. I mean, there are some out there. I don't see a lot, that falls in the cups of the Leos. You don't see a lot of married Leos, but Aries tend to basically always having them, that impulsiveness is in a relationship. Like, I don't care if somebody's mad, it's my way. If she or he don't like it, so what? Controlling.
Yeah, controlling. Let me say, okay, to add on what he was saying, I think Aries they're loving. I think that they're caring. I think that, that they tend to their family, they'll give their shoulder back, they'll go out the extra mile, they really will. But Aries is selfish, I think they're selfish because they will, and I'm sorry Aries, sorry to tell y'all, but y'all will pull somebody close to you into a situation, especially it could be wife, it could be kids, it could be a friend, cousin. It could be pull them into a situation financially, and you can, I don't want to be harsh in the words of like ruin them.
I'll say it then. He want to say the next one. You guys can start up something, like you can pull somebody into your own mess.
Yeah, in relationships
and even the street guys. Yeah. You can see what it is. You guys are good mediators, but there's times when you can be troublemakers. So you will pull your wife into a financial situation that's your own problem.
Yes.
Let it go down.
Yes.
Blame her.
Yes. Lie. They will lie. They will go to their family and lie. And
tell the story all backwards.
All backwards and like, oh, let me tell you what she did, or let me tell you what he did, or whatever the case may be. And and for lady Aries and men Aries, y'all both do the same thing. It's the same.
It's just that you guys don't take responsibility. I don't know if it's the ego thing, but when it come down to them just saying I was wrong, that was one of the hardest part with Aries, because they won't accept that they was wrong. Yeah. So it comes in accountability and responsibility, and you guys will shift the blame off to something that you put yourself in. You guys, Aries like to get in, like, people won't come to Aries with situations, because Aries will not let nobody come with the bad situations. But bet they will go in somebody's situation or create their own situation. And if you guys learn to take responsibilities for your actions, that, you know, I kind of know a couple of Aries that actually, you know, usually guys, when you're in a situation between two people or two groups, you're not really the target of that problem. You'll put yourself in, and at one time, you can negotiate these two people to be friends. Flip that around, you could be the reason why they're fighting. And you have a tendency to be friends with both of them while they go into war. Now we're going to get on to this money segment, or maybe let's do the astro diet. We're going to get into your diets real quick, and then we're going to get into the money, and then we're going to wrap this up. So I'm going to start off with the diet. You need to avoid spicy food. The reason why I say that is because you are a fire sign. Fire signs should avoid hot foods. And from my experience talking to a lot of Aries, you're prone to have stomach problems. A lot of them have stomach problems. That's from the spicy food. Kidney problems, greasy food. But your main sickness will come from between your head to your lower jaw. So if any of you guys watching this, look for a mark on your face. You could have fell off your bike. You got a birthmark. You always got marks on your face. And every Aries I know got a mark on their face. So you are in charge of, like, the head problem that's associated with certain part of your body that affects your stomach. So you could be prone for eye problems, migraines, headaches, you know, lower the face problems and stuff like that. But you really got to be careful of the dairy products and spicy food mostly.
Yeah, you summed it up with the astro diet.
Astro finances?
As far as their money is concerned, Aries are, well, we kind of touched on it earlier by saying, like, you know, they're kind of impulsive with their money as far as the way they spend and different things that they do. I think that Aries can, with help, they can be good with money with help. So it's not really, they're kind of depending with their money. But, you know, I mean, a successful Aries would know this. You know, I'm sure there's successful Aries out there that, you know, they know how they're managing their money well, you know, and they're finding ways to be able to do it, you know. So, Aries, you know how to manage your money. Just don't embark on them endeavors. Don't jump out the window so quick with, you know, if you see somebody come to you with a get-rich-quick scheme and it's your cousin or your family member, because you will jump out the window and give your cousin 30 racks for, you know, for some scheme, you know. Don't, you know, and you'll do that and then be mad later on. Don't be impulsive with that type of stuff. And, you know, just stay, you know, you guys are very, very intuitive. You guys are very strong, very fire, very educated, you know, very smart, very great leaders, you know, seem to be tall. So God know to make y'all, you know, like I said, leaders, you know, people that
are successful, bosses,
you know. So you gotta really know how to, like, really go out there and really handle yourselves, you know.
I might find me an Aries female. No, and I say with the finance, you guys know how to make money. Your work ethics, some of you guys, it's challenging. You know, you could be lazy when you don't need to be. So that impulsiveness you got, you put that impulsive, you got the same energy to run out there and say, I want to go smoke with somebody. You don't got no money and you can find somebody to smoke with. Or you want to go meet a girl at the mall, or you want to go to the basketball game, or, you know, you want to go gamble. You'll find money to gamble. You'll find that energy. Like he said, you're very intuitive. You know how to get out of situations. Sometimes you're hard-headed. You won't get out of the situation. But if you slow down your impulsiveness with the way you spend money, because you're cheap by nature. You know, you're a stash money. And if you take that money and invest it, I wouldn't be the one to make decision with investment. You have somebody under you handling that investment. I think you'll go real far. You know, I can understand, you know, some of you guys, your work ethics. Like I say, you should go for a job for being a boss, a supervisor, something like that. If you're young, start off small. If you're old, just aim for the top because you're good at making decisions. You're good at making things run right. You don't really take things too personal if you're not, connected with somebody. And you can come up with answers to solutions, like this. You don't really need a bunch of people to help you with that. So I'm going to wrap this segment up with your personality. What we spoke on first is try to be less impulsive, right? And think before you react. As far as your dieting, me personally, I'm going to say stay away from or limit spicy food. That's what kind of mess your stomach up. And dairy products. And, eat a lot more food and iron as well. That'll help you with your headaches. And eat breakfast. You guys don't tend not to eat breakfast a lot. And as far as your relationships, I want to speak for the men only, but I'm going to speak for both parties. Be open-minded. Everything is not your way. That's not going to work my way or the highway. The more you do that, the more your mind will create to do it more, and then you'll find yourself, because you guys love the be in a room by yourself, and that's why. You guys love, a lot of you guys just be in a room by yourself. You enjoy that. That's when you just say you don't care about nobody, and when you really do care. So be more open in your relationships and accept more responsibilities. It's not, don't fear you saying wrong and she's not going to care or he's not going to care. Just say it for yourself. And last but not least, as far as your money management. If you learn, if somebody teach you how to do credit, don't learn credit to get an investment. Learn the purpose of credit, because that'll actually help you with your spending. That'll help you with your spending habit. It look like time's up, and we want to thank you guys for coming by. John R. Hardy.
Bye.
BigVell.com, and we'll see you the next time on Astro-CHAT, where we're going to be getting at you fishes. Should we do the Pisces or Taurus? Taurus.
Yeah, Taurus.
Your time's up. Got some good news for you guys anyway. But Aries, stick it in. This is your year. You've been having a slump year last year. Some of you guys woke up in the last 6 months. Keep it up. I'm proud of you. You got some new blessings. I just want to say, last but not least, please, for the life of me, if you let somebody go, leave them alone. If you let the negative crowd go, leave them alone. You guys got pushed forward. Stick, wait for the new friends. You got the new jobs. You got the new cars. If you go backwards, you will only retrograde yourself. So if you guys got a bad habit of, like, all of you guys just still messing with exes, having them call, block them. You got a new beginning. You spiritually awoken.
Yeah.
It's 2018, and if you don't make the best of yourself, we gonna do it.
Yeah.
We gonna make the best of you. Astro-CHAT. It's your boy John Hardy.
Barry Dot. You already know.
And we out.